massive protests outside Hurriyat after killing of yet another Kashmiri Pandit, Puran Krishan Bhat, who was shot dead by the terrorists on Saturday in Shopian. That's the latest coming in the spate of the killings of Kashmiri Pandit that we're witnessing right there in the valley. It's a massive protest outside the Hurriyat after the killing of yet another Kashmiri Pandit, Puran Krishan Bhat, who was shot dead by terrorists on Saturday in Shopian. Take a look at the visuals that are coming out of the Hurriyat office right there in Srinagar, and right outside the office you can see protests going on right there in the valley. Sunilji Bhatt will join us in moments from now for all the very latest on this story. He will be joining us to get us up to speed with the latest developments of the protest as well, what the protesters demand at this point of time as they are protesting outside the Hurriyat office in Srinagar. You can see those exclusive visuals here on India Today of the protest. These protests are happening after the killing of yet another Kashmiri Pandit, Puran Krishan Bhat, who was shot dead by terrorists on Saturday in Shopian. Sunilji Bhatt joins us for the latest right there. Sunilji, first, if you could tell our viewers about the killings that have taken place of Kashmiri Pandits in the valley just recently, and secondly, of the protests and what the protesters demand at this point.
Well, Cheti, this is huge. Hurriyat office in the heart of Srinagar has been ransacked by the protesters. We are getting the exclusive visuals of the protests that are taking place outside the Hurriyat office. And the protesters were chanting anti-Hurriyat slogan. They also removed the signboard of the all parties Hurriyat conference office, and they also said that Hurriyat has no role to play in Kashmir, and it was responsible for the bloodshed in the Kashmir Valley. They said that it has no role in the now in the politics of Jammu and Kashmir, and this office should not be allowed to exist. The angry protesters also chanted slogans against the Hurriyat leaders, and they removed the signboard. But Cheti, in the recent past, we have seen that how many Kashmiri Pandits have been assassinated by the terrorists, and in response to these killings, the locals in Srinagar have come out on the streets and they have staged protests outside the Hurriyat office. Even the Hurriyat office has been ransacked by the protesters. Cheti.
Big questions coming up as to how and when there will be an end, Sunilji, to these Kashmiri Pandit targeted killings in the valley at this point. What does the administration have to say?
Well, as far as the J&K administration is concerned, they have said it time and again that they are trying to improve the security scenario in the Kashmir Valley. And as far as the security of the minority community is concerned, they have said that they have deployed additional troops in the minority areas, and they have also transferred the Kashmiri Pandit government employees to district headquarters within the Kashmir Valley. However, the agitating Kashmiri Pandit government employees have been saying that they should be transferred to Jammu region as the situation is not conducive for their survival in the Kashmir Valley. But these pictures are, of the protests that have taken place outside the Hurriyat office. This is something which is very significant, and in fact, this must be happening for the first time in the history of Kashmir that the protests have taken place outside the Hurriyat office, and Hurriyat's signboard has been removed.
Interesting part also, Sunilji, that the first time the protests are taking place outside the Hurriyat office. We've seen protests in the past as far as killings of Kashmiri Pandits are concerned, but we've not seen them outside the Hurriyat office. At this point, if you could speak to the protesters or tell us what the protesters are demanding from the Hurriyat at the moment.
Well, Cheti, the protests are taking place in Srinagar, and I'm in Jammu, so I have got these exclusive visuals of the protests that have taken place. Yes, Cheti.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cheti, I was saying the protests are taking place outside the Hurriyat office in Srinagar, and the people, the protesters, can be seen chanting anti-Hurriyat slogans. They have ransacked the Hurriyat office, and the name board, the signboard of the Hurriyat office has been removed by the protesters, and they have also written India, India all over the Hurriyat office. So this is quite significant. For the first time in the history of Kashmir, protests are taking place against Hurriyat outside the Hurriyat office, and even Hurriyat office has been ransacked by the protesters. We have seen in the past.
Deputy Chief Minister Kavinder Gupta is now joining us on the phone line. So the big question always time and again that comes is, what is the cure? How do how does the valley make sure there is a complete end to these targeted killings right there. What's your take?
देखिए, पहली बार हुआ है कि वहां पर खुल करके कोई लोग आए हैं और जिस प्रकार से टारगेट किलिंग कश्मीरी पंडित्स की या हिंदुओं की जा रही है, अगर मुझे लगता है कि पहले से ही इस प्रकार का माहौल बना होता तो शायद, लेकिन जो भी माइग्रेशन हुई थी उस वक्त हुर्रियत बहुत हावी थी। आज भारत सरकार ने हुर्रियत के सभी जो इनकमिंग से जो जहाँ पैसा आता था, जहाँ पर उनके अकाउंट्स आते थे, या मस्जिदों में बैठ करके ऐलान करते थे, पत्थरबाजों को फंडिंग की जाती थी, उस पर सभी पर चेक लगाया है। तो मुझे लगता है इक्का दुक्का जो भी बचे हैं आज वो भी सभी लोग जानने लगे हैं कि यहाँ पर जो भी अभी भी जो हुर्रियत या जमायत इस्लामी के कुछ लोग वहाँ पर कश्मीर में बैठे हैं, तो उनके खिलाफ इस प्रकार का प्रोटेस्ट होना मुझे लगता है एक पॉजिटिव साइन है, ना कि नेगेटिव। तो अच्छी बात है कि जो भी ऐसे लोग हैं उनको खुल करके समाज को सामने आना होगा, तभी ये चीजें पॉसिबल हैं। और समाज जब तक सतर्क नहीं होता, ये घटनाएं होने के चांसेस बने रहते हैं।
बिल्कुल। और जम्मू एंड कश्मीर लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर का जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है, उसका फेलियर आप देखते हो सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने के लिए कश्मीरी पंडित्स को?
कि ऐसा नहीं होता। जहां पर सुरक्षा बलों की बात है, वहां पर सुरक्षा बल अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन 70 साल का बिगड़ा हुआ जो निजाम है उसको दुरुस्त करने में समय लगेगा। बहुत दुख होता है जब कोई भी वहां पर कत्ल होता है या मारा जाता है। ये बहुत अच्छा है कि बहुत अच्छा होता कि अगर इन लोगों को एक पनाह दी जाती, कोई एक रिस्पेक्टेबल तरीके से और खास करके बड़ी इज्जत के साथ सिक्योरिटी कवर में इनको रखा जाता है, जब तक कि पूरे हालात ठीक नहीं होते हैं। खास करके जो दक्षिण कश्मीर है उसमें इस प्रकार से वो चांसेस ज्यादा रहते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि अभी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को विचार करना चाहिए कि जब तक ये नहीं होता, इनको फुली सिक्योरिटी कवर मिलना चाहिए।
Thank you so much, Mr. Kavinder Gupta, for joining us with that quick reaction right there. We'll continue getting more reactions as we go along the way. We're getting some breaking news coming in from Delhi, cutting straight across to it.